Friday, 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 Friday.
飛行剣スピニングバードキック
Hey everyone, it's Friday, April 5th, and you know what that is. It is my game haul of the weekend, and my name is Danny, and you know that I go out every Friday to find the best things I can find from local game stores and local movie stores. And this week, I actually found some pretty awesome stuff. I'm going to do it like the way I always do it. I'm going to start off with other stuff and then work my way into gaming. And I hope you guys have had, you know, a pretty awesome week so far, and hopefully you're all dying and waiting for the weekend, but it's finally here, and yeah, let's get on with what I got this weekend. So I'm going to start with movies, of course. First up, I picked up Cars Part 1. Now, this is an anime movie that I really fell in love with back in the day, and for some reason I sold it, and I saw it at Biko's On, which is a very awesome local used game, movie, and music store. So if you guys want to check that out, there's one location here in London, and it is really awesome. So, you know, check it up on their website, becoson.ca. Put that over here. Next up, I got Part 2 of Cars, because, you know, you can't have one without Part 2. This pretty much continues the story off of the first movie. The first movie ends in a cliffhanger, and you really need to see the second one as well. So I got the second movie to complete my collection. Another really cool place that I'm sure you guys don't know that you can buy, you know, DVDs at. Really check out your Dollarama stores around. I found some really amazing DVDs at Dollarama, and you know they're $3, sometimes $2. But if you're lucky, you do find some cool stuff. I'm not saying you're always going to find it, but it's very, very common that you will find something you like. And I picked up this. I don't know what it is. I've never seen the show. And got it for $3. And it's called D.I.C.E. And the really cool thing is it actually brings a figure that kind of reminds me of Kamen Rider or Ultraman or even Power Rangers. And it's really cool. Yeah, you get a free figure with your movie. But it's the first volume of this cartoon animated series that I've never heard of. And apparently it was shown on Cartoon Network. Which I don't get. But, you know, got that for $3. Next up, this one is a classic for those who grew up in the 90s. And it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. Now, this is a TV show that was made in the 90s that kind of takes Turtles in a really weird way. I grew up on it. It's not my favorite. I don't think I've actually seen the whole series, but I found this at Dollarama for $3, and it's the complete series. And on Amazon, it's worth, you know, $20-25. So, really check locally. Check around places. Don't just give up and go on the net, because you can find some really cool stuff. But yeah, this is a live-action TV show that introduces a 5th female turtle. Yeah. I gotta get back into watching these. I need to watch the full series, but it's not the greatest. Next up is a movie I've been looking for a while. I got Part 2, but I didn't have the first one, and that is The Mask of Zorro with Antonio Banderas. I really love Zorro. I love comic book characters in general, so I found this at Valley Village. I got a whole bunch of movies at Valley Village, but yeah, I've been looking for this one for a while, and I'm glad because I want to rewatch it again. It's been a long time. And from what I remember, I really love these movies. So I got The Mask of Zorro. Next up is one I've never seen before, and it's called Boy Scout. Now, I've never seen Boy Scout ever, and it has a young Bruce Willis, and it's pretty much an action movie. I know nothing of this movie. I bought it because I'm a huge action movie fan. I love action movies. So, pick that up, and I'm going to see it. I don't know what to say, but $1.99. Can't go wrong. Next up, Disturbing Behavior. It has some pretty awesome people in it. I really love Katie Holmes. And this one, I guess, it's a thriller, but I have no idea about what kind of thriller it is. All I know is that it takes place in high school. These three don't join into any cliques, and something is wrong. I don't know if it deals with aliens or I have no idea. But it is the creators, the writers of X-Files. So, you know, it can't be bad. And, you know, for a cheap price, why not? Next up, one of my favorite men of all time, and that is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's Kindergarten Cop. Now, Kindergarten Cop, if you haven't seen it, is a really awesome movie. I highly recommend it. It's very funny, and Arnold is very, very awesome watching this movie. I'm a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, and very happy I found it, because I didn't have it. There is a part 2 that has Dolph Lundgren, which is also a pretty good movie. I suggest you watch that one as well. But nothing beats Arnold Schwarzenegger and the original. Next up is another Schwarzenegger movie, and it is The Sixth Day. I've never seen this movie before in my life, so I know nothing about it. I know it's a futuristic movie. It takes place in the future, so yeah, I know nothing about this movie. It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that I've never seen before, so I got that. I'm going to be playing that. And next up, I went to Game Cycle, and I bought a bunch of stuff at Game Cycle. The Warncliffe location, which is the best location to go to. I'm going to save the games for later, but I'm going to show you something else I got there. Something that I've been collecting for a while, and that is Street Fighter Little Knockouts vinyl figures. Now, I don't think I've ever shown my vinyl figures, but I have been collecting these for a while. I bought a whole box at Toys R Us because they were clearing out, and I've been missing a few. I got a few doubles, but these are awesome little detailed figures that I put up in my room because I'm a huge Street Fighter fan, as you guys can tell by my shirt in every video. But the really cool thing is, like, I needed a whole bunch of the characters, and so far I had Ryu, I had Cammy, I had Sakura, and I had Bison. But there are so many other characters that I need. There's Chun-Li, there's Ken, Blanka, Guile, Zangief, and Akuma. And I'm so happy that I got 2 new characters. I bought 3 of these, and I got 2 new characters. I have 3 doubles of Sakura, but that's okay, because I really like her character too. And first up, I got Colonel Guile, which is pretty awesome. Guile's not my favorite character, but I'm so happy I got a different character. So Guile was one of the figures I got. And these are really awesome vinyl figures. They're not Funko, of course, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just very happy that I have these. Huge Street Fighter fan. And then I finally got the one I wanted the most, and it is Chun-Li. Now, if you guys follow this channel and seen my other videos, Chun-Li is my favorite Street Fighter character. She was first introduced in Street Fighter 2, and she became my favorite of all time. And, you know, she's just a hot Asian ass kicker. So, yeah, I got that. I also went to my local EB Games here at White Oaks Mall, at the EBX, and I picked up a couple of things that were on clearance. I'm a big fan of this game, but I knew sooner or later that the figures were going to go a lot cheaper. It's a come-to-life, Toys Come-to-Life game, and it's a very awesome game, and it's called Starlink Battle for Atlas. If you love spaceships, if you love traveling space and just aircrafts and flying games, this game is a really amazing game, and I highly suggest you play it. A lot of people don't really care for it because you have to buy stuff for it. You can buy it digitally if you're lazy to go out and buy it, you know, buy the figures, or you know, if you just don't want to collect anything, that's fine. It's up to you guys, really. But for me, I'm a guy who loves to collect things. I love toys. I love toy-to-life games. And picked up a couple of the arsenal that I needed. I got 2 weapons here. It's a 2-pack. Basically, it brings 2 weapons for your spaceships. And I got Hailstorm and Meteor Mark II. So these were originally $14.99, and they are in clearance for $4.99. So I picked up a bunch of them because I need these for the game. There are certain parts of the game that you need the different weapons for. So I got 1 pack of that. I also got Iron Fist and Freeze Ray Mach 2. So I got another one. More weapons that I didn't have for my spaceship. And the Gun Gale is what I really want the most because it is the powerful weapon and it is so awesome when you have a machine gun blasting everything in space. Got awesome dog fights that I want to get to. And yeah, got that. I also got another one called Crusher and Shredder Mark II. So I got another awesome railgun that I'm going to use in my game. And like I said, $4.99 compared to $14.99 is a huge jump. You're getting $10 off. So I bought a bunch of the ones I needed. Next up, I also bought a character for the game. I think I have almost all the characters. There's only one more spaceship that I need to get. But I need to get the PS4 copy of the game, still ship and then sell it because I don't care about PS4. But it is, I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm going to say it's Carl Zion. And it is not a main character. He's kind of a background character, but he's pretty cool. And I needed him for my collection. The characters are $3.99, which is pretty cool. I think regular price was $12.99, so $3.99 is a pretty good price. So I got that. I also went on to Amazon.ca because this is an older game that I need to buy, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's a crossover game, and you guys know how I love my crossover games. Capcom is my favorite gaming company of all time, gaming publisher of all time. I think I have over 50 Capcom games over the years, or more. I have to actually go into that, which I'll probably do a video later on of my Capcom collection, but I picked up 2 copies, brand new copies sealed, of Street Fighter Cross Tekken for the PlayStation Vita. I used to have this game, but then when I sold my Vita, I got rid of all my collection. And I felt kind of bad, so I wanted to get it back since I have my Gundam-themed Vita that I bought from Japan. And I have a couple of games of the ones I really loved, and Street Fighter Cross Tekken was one of them. The reason why I bought 2 copies of it is because I always wanted one that I could play and one that's sealed, because if you like me, you know that crossover games sealed go for crazy amounts of money. I really wish I had Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for the Dreamcast sealed. I have them opened, which I paid a good price for, but now I see how much the sealed copies are. So every time a crossover game comes out from Street Fighter crossing anything or Capcom crossing anything, I will get a sealed copy and an open copy just because of how much it's worth. Next up, a Game Cycle, which was really awesome. I love this store. I love the guys who work there. You guys are awesome. And I know that one might be actually watching my videos. I want to thank you for following me. But someone came in and dropped off a huge load of Sega Saturn games. Sold his collection, sold his system. And I was lucky to be there to pick up a bunch of new Saturn games. Because it's very rare to find Saturn games. And I picked up Bug. Now, Bug is like a action-adventure 3D platformer kind of game. It was the first time that they experimented with 3D, and it's a dated game, but it's a lot of fun. It's kind of reminds me of kind of a Crash Bandicoot a little, but yeah, you play as a bug, and you're traveling through a 3D landscape world and fighting enemies, and you're just trying to get to the next level. It is a really good Saturn game, and it is worth a pretty penny on Amazon. Not Amazon, sorry, on eBay. Even Amazon, I think, was worth pretty pricey. But yeah, I got it for $24. This is the highest one I paid for. But it's not too bad. Like, I actually really like the game. I gotta play more of it, and, you know, do my review of that. Next up, it is Machine Head. Now, I didn't even know this game existed. I bought it because the cover looks freaking awesome. And what it is it's a first-person shooter. You're on a glider, basically. You're the female that's on a glider, and you're traveling on this alien world, and you are in first-person mode. You have rockets, you have a railgun, and it's just a really awesome game. Though I think this would be better with the Saturn's analog controller. It's a lot harder when you have the D-pad, which I do want to buy the analog controller sometime when I find it. But it's a very awesome game. And I paid 19 bucks for it. I don't regret it. Pretty awesome. Next up is Resurrection. Resurrection Rise 2. And this game is by Acclaim, which, if you know Acclaim, they died out because they were doing really bad games. This game ain't the greatest. The concept is cool, but it's not the greatest game of all time. And basically what it is It's a fighting game, which you guys know I love fighting games, but you are robots and you fight against each other. The graphics ain't the greatest, the sounds are not the greatest, the gameplay is really bad. I was playing it last night, and even with the difficulty down to 1, the difficulty is from 1 to 20, I believe, and the difficulty at 1 was just insane. I could not beat most of the characters. Blocking is pretty bad. Your character does not hit the other character very often, so you have troubles trying to beat them. But it's a Saturn game. You don't see them every day, and you know the guy who had this, the 3 of them, actually kept it in really mint condition. You know, there's a couple of damages on the cases, which is common with Saturn games, but I'm actually going back to get more of them. Maybe today? You never know. Maybe I'll show you at the end of this video. And next up is the thing that I love the most. I went there especially to get this, and then the Saturn games kind of got me. But I really wanted this for a while, and it's been at Game Cycle for a while. The guy was very nice to me because he knocked off $30 of the price, which I'm very grateful. And if you guys haven't been there, I highly recommend you do. Very, very awesome people. Very awesome store. Lots of great games to find, classic and new. Very rare games they have as well. But I picked up the Tatsunoko vs. Capcom arcade stick. Well, fight stick, I should say. And I really wanted a fight stick for this game. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom is my favorite crossover game of all time. Just because I'm very into anime, and there's a lot of anime characters, and one of them being Kara from the movie I showed you earlier. And this was licensed by Mad Catz, and this goes for extreme amounts of money on Amazon and eBay itself. And the really cool thing is that because it is a licensed fight stick, you have the detail of it, which I'll show you in a second. But originally, Game Cycle had this price for $99. He knocked off $30, so I paid $79. Very good, because this is worth almost $300 used on eBay and over $500 new. So I'm very happy I got it. Let me show you how it looks. So, this is the controller, and it is very, very awesome. As you can see, the artwork has my 2 favorite characters, Ryu and Chun-Li, and it has 2 other characters from an anime that I haven't watched, but is basically a superhero type show. And you have 2 of their characters. You have Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, and you have the turbo button up here. You have the start and stuff, and different settings that you can post. You also have it where you can lock and unlock so that you're not pressing buttons that you're not supposed to, especially the home button while gaming. But this is a very well done arcade stick. The joystick is absolutely awesome, and the buttons. Now the buttons have that nice clicky arcade feel, like you're actually in the arcades. And the reason why I bought this is because fighting games are just not as fun as having an actual arcade stick to play them on. And the reason I say that is because an anime that I've watched, finished watching, it was very, the character was very in love with Sega and Sega Saturn, and he would always play Virtual Fighter with the arcade stick, and it made me want to buy an arcade stick myself. And like I said, this had been at Game Cycle for a while. I just never picked it up. I see it every day I went, and I just knew I had to have it because I'm a huge fan of the game, huge fan of Capcom. Love their fighting games because they are the masters of fighting, and this is one I absolutely really love. And the cool thing is that you can set it on your lap and play, or a table. It doesn't really matter. And basically, it plugs into your Wii remote, so you don't have to have a long cord plug into your system. You just plug in your remote, put it down, and you're ready to go. Now this is supported on the Wii U as well. If you have some Wii U games that were download only and you can play. The Wii U kind of sucked because it didn't have any really fighting games besides Smash, and there was Injustice, but it was very limited to fighting games. The Wii was better. for them. And, you know, like I said, I really want to get one for my Sega Saturn. I want to get one for my Dreamcast. I want to get one for my Switch, because I have a lot of fighting games on the Switch, and the Switch is the best system of all time. But yeah, I'm very happy I got this. Very happy I went back and got it. And it's one of those things that I can put on my collection and showcase it for the world to see. Because that's what the point of the museum is, to show everything that I have. My collection, my life's work is in this one place, and I love it. And that is all for right now, guys. But you never know, there might be a surprise at the end of the video. But if not, thank you guys for watching, and you know, please subscribe to my channel. Please comment down below, what did you like from today's haul? And you know, maybe you might know a place that I don't know, and send me, you know, links or the addresses to these places that I could visit, and you know, maybe, you know, support your store if you have a store or whatever. Just send it all to me. And thanks for watching, guys. Take care. So, a lot of shit has happened since I left this morning for my shopping trip. Shit's been crazy. Somehow, you know, I was all pumped up this morning to go shopping, and there's a freaking zombie attack that just happened. People are eating each other, man. It's fucking crazy. But I did get a few more things today. I got an Elvis Presley Christmas record that I probably won't even listen to anyway. I'll be dead by then. I also got some cool stuff at the thrift store. I got the first strategy guide for Tomb Raider. I also got the second strategy guide for Tomb Raider, for part 2. And if that was enough, I got the one for part 3 as well. Like, I love these games, but who knows if I'll get to play them. I also bought this really cool thing for my museum room that I'm sure as hell not going to see again in my lifetime. It's a cool light-up box, you know, to put whatever I want written there. But, yeah, I don't know if that's going to work, but you never know. I also went to Game Cycle. I went there again today, and I got some cool things. I got, like, some awesome multicolored Game Boy cases that I needed for my Neo Geo Pocket Color games. And I got some cool collector cases for my Game Boy Advance games. These let you put 3 games inside, and they were only 50 cents like each, which is perfect, because I have lots of Game Boy games that need to be, you know, put inside of cases. I also picked up a new movie that I want to see. It's a new anime movie. It's called A Silent Voice. Now this one looks pretty good. It is basically a deaf girl, and you know, it looks like, I think it's a romance movie, which I love romance movies, especially anime stuff, because I'm a huge anime fan. But yeah, okay, let's keep it down a little. I also picked up Magical Star Sign. Now this is one that I wanted to find years ago, and I never did, so I finally found one, and it's complete, which is perfect, because I only get complete stuff. I bought a new Sega Saturn game, and it's Virtual Open Tennis. Got out of Game Cycle for $3. You know, you can't go wrong for $3. But it's an apocalypse. Who knows how long I get to play this. I also picked up for the Wii Sin and Punishment, a very awesome railgun shooter. And you guys know I love railgun shooters. Very, very awesome. It's a shoot 'em up game, and you know, it's very anime-esque. It's a Japanese release, of course. I also picked up another fighting game for my Wii. You know, I got the fight stick. I need to get some games. And I got Castlevania Judgment. Now, this is a fighting game that's based off the Castlevania series. Amazing. So amazing. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. And, you know, hopefully you guys survive this apocalypse. Alright. Thanks, guys. Bye.